Alright, welcome back to Crabby. Let's continue our adventure of Trudvang Legends, and we're off to mission number 4. We're going to be doing Lord of the Arks. Alright, very quick recap here. Basically, we had to save the twins. One girl was in Darkwoods, one person was in the Wildlands. Then we went around and closed some of the dim gates. We left one of them open. We did one of the 2 missions, which was mission 3, which was the last video I made. And now we're on to mission number 4, which I'm going to read right now. Alright, so we're going to throw that back in the box, and let's read the introduction. So Harn told you that he was scouting alone in the dark woods when he heard sounds coming towards him. He hid up a tree and witnessed a party of elven hunters passing below. They were wounded and watching their backs as if being chased. They heard them speaking about a helmed ogre and spiders, but then a war of hosts of Ark warriors riding thorn beasts dove through the canopy, engaging them in a savage battle. He didn't want to be involved and crept away, but offered to lead you to the battlefield. All right, so like every other mission, it's going to tell you how to set it up. So obviously the sheets always align with the mission. So C4, our hero is going to be in dark woods. We're going to have a couple of cards here, trolls in the Garms in certain places. And we are also going to gain the companion card CS44 and reveal point of interest A. Alright, so A, what are we trying to do? We're trying to get to the Darkwoods, right? To go where we need to go. So outskirts of the Spider's Den. This is the place where Harn witnessed the elves being ambushed by the Arks. Maybe you can find a lead. Alright, so that's where we're going. We're going over here. And by the way, this is card 44, which is Harn himself, the hunter. And once per adventure, gain a double attack. So I don't know when we're going to do this, but it might come in handy. Only once per adventure though. I'll keep it here. Alright, so let's start round 1 like usual. You know the rules. We're going to travel part 2 of phase 1. Then we're going to engage. Then we're going to explore. And then we're going to do the world step if there's anything to do. Alright, so let's travel. We're going to stay in a party. And we're going to go to the dark woods to go see what this is. Alright, but before we do, we got to do engage. And we got to take on 3 Garms. Alright, there's this exclamation point because we didn't close this dim gate, so it's still there. And we're gonna have to take care of these guys. So let's go enter our first battle of the mission. Alright, so here we go with the first battle. As you can see, I've already done the prep step like I'm doing with all my videos. You don't need to see the chit pulls. So let's go straight into the resolution. So up here I stopped the mist track on the black section, so I won't gain anything, but over here I'm gonna gain a chronicle point. So let's give that to our wizard. I'm gonna use this die to track that. And that's it. After that, we're going to go to fast and skills. Now, I do have a fast right over here. So that's just going to deal 3 damage. But I do have an energy that does +3. So this is an awesome combo that I love doing at the start of a battle. So do fast 3. And then you give it +3 attacks. It's 6 attack. Boom. That's going to kill one of the Garms because they only have 5 health with no defense. Alright, so let's get rid of that threat token right away. Alright, that's about it. Right now, so let's go to their attack. So let's grab the attack deck. Let's give it a good shuffle because I don't think I shuffled it since last mission, and let's get to it. So the first attack, let's attack. Let's see, I got 2 defenses ready, so let's have the first one attack the rogue, and then we'll have the other one attack the wizard. So first one against the rogue is -1, so let's go see what that is. That's just going to be a 1 damage, so we'll block all of that. Alright, but it's also going to give me a negative heart red token. So let's put that next to my board right over here. Now remember, that's if you're looking at the regular play boards, they keep sliding, so we'll have 3 of them sliding over. Alright, so that was the first attack. And the second attack, again, it's going to attack the wizard, and it looks like it's going to be 0, so 2 damage. We'll block the 2 with this. And it's still the symbol, so she's also going to get a negative heart symbol as well. And we'll track it over here. Alright, so that's it for them. And now we just have to deal 5 damage 2 times to kill the other 2 Garms. And right here we have Great Strike. It's going to kill one of them. And then over here we have Winter Blast. Alright, and we're going to activate the skill that gives it +3 damage. So just so that this does 6 damage, so it's going to be 6 plus 3. It's 9 damage in total, but I did it just more so just to activate the chronicle point. So it's going to bring us to 2. Alright, because if you remember Winter Blast, it's if you activate a skill, which was right over here. Alright, it does +1 damage and gain a Chronicle point. Alright, so that's it for the attacks. That's going to kill everyone. And now let's go do the explore phase and figure out what's under text 007. Alright, here we go. So the battlefield is total carnage. Elf bodies savagely torn apart by thorn beast claws and skewered by arc spears lie skewed among the trees. Harn reads the tracks. Right here, these tracks are an ogre's, and a very big one. He came here from the forest after the battle, but the tracks don't leave this place. I think the Arks gave him a thorn beast to ride and they all flew away. But this is strange because the beasts usually won't let a stranger mount them. Harn's words are interrupted by the rush of giant wings. A big griffin dives down to the canopy to the land near you. The beast eyes you and shrieks fiercely. Discard point of interest A. Alright, this is that. Alright, so if we have a ranger, we do something. We don't have a ranger, we have a rogue and a wizard. Or a Widner Weaver. Okay, so we can attack the griffin or see what happens. Now, this is going to be full of spoilers, obviously. My first playthrough through this, I attacked the griffin. So I want to see what happens when I don't attack him. So let's go read 14. Here we go. The griffin saddles closer and shrieks as if ready to attack. So we can attack him or we can continue to wait. I guess we'll continue to wait, see what happens. And the griffin raises his head. A single chop of that mighty beak could tear your head off. Attack the griffin 28 or continue to wait. Let's continue to wait, see what happens. 28, 27. The griffin pats you gently with their beak. He's tame. Alright, awesome. So we just skipped the battle, which is pretty cool. Moving in short hops and skips, he heads towards a path that you know leads to the nearby mountains. He wants us to follow him, Harn says. Follow the griffin or continue inspecting the tracks. I guess we'll follow the griffin. Let's see, 19. Alright, large piece of text here, so bear with me. You follow the griffin, which brings you to a small path that winds up and up a low mountain. The griffin nest lies at the summit in a shallow cavern. There are other griffins there. They regard you with suspicion, but take no hostile actions. I see Ruffle brought you here, a voice says. A dwarf without legs emerges, dragging himself by powerful arms. A strange device, a spyglass, hangs from his neck. You can call me Halfdan, he says, and I know what you've been doing down here. You want to know where the big ogre and his lackeys went. I see many things from here, and many other things my friends here tell me. Right, he pats Ruffle's feathers fondly. I hunted them for a living, but when I fell in a crevice and broke both my legs, they saved me. They took me here, and I eventually learned their language. They are my family now. He continues, do something for me, and I'll help you find your ogre. Pip, a young poult, still learning to fly, crashed near the limestone caves in the Great Iron Tooth. He is injured but alive. We can hear him weeping during the night, but the bottom of the caves is too narrow for the other griffins to get to. Bring him back to me, and I'll tell you what I know. You know that as time passes, more dangers roam the lands. All right, so place 2 forest trolls in Darkwoods. That's where we are right now, which is a shame. It says choose. Go back to the valley and continue to inspect the battlefield, 35, or accept the dwarf's proposal. Alright, so let's go take his proposal up, and we're gonna have to go to point of interest C, which is the Great Iron Tooth. It's gonna be right over here. And Pip, the lost griffin, lays at the bottom of the caves, wounded and scarred. Alright, so that's what we're gonna do. Alright, so that's pretty much gonna be the end of the round. There's nothing to interact with, or no world step to activate. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the next round. Now, first is travel. I don't think I'm going to travel right away. There's these 2 stupid trolls that showed up. I'm going to go to engage and kill these things before moving in. So I'm actually gonna do this battle off camera because it's gonna be kind of boring just taking on these this guy. He's only got 3 health. We're gonna slaughter them. It's not worth stopping the video for this. So I'll be right back after this battle. Alright, so I went and did the battle. I ended up killing them, but my rogue did end up taking 2 damage from their 1 attack because we only had 1 defensive skill for both our characters, so we had no choice. Alright, so that's done with the attack. Explore, nothing to go. World, nothing's gonna go on. So we're gonna go to the next round. Alright, then we're gonna start back from the top. Travel. Let's keep staying in a party. We're gonna go to the Great Iron Tooth over here to explore point of interest C. But first, engage. Nobody there, so let's go grab an event. Holy Stone of... First time I get this one. So Holy Stone of Gerbanus. Alright, you find a sacred place, pray, and make your offerings to the gods. So each hero must do a Charisma 2 test. Each hero that succeeds, discard. Each hero that fails... Oh no! Okay, well I'm going to make both my heroes fail automatically because they have 2 charisma each. They're not likely going to pass, so I'm just going to go give them a darkness token each, which is pretty painful. Alright, let's put that underneath. Alright, so that was that. Now we're going to go to point of interest C in the explore step. Alright, so we're going to go read entry 20 in the book. So I got it right here. So 20 is right over here. The limestone caves are gigantic fissures in the Great Iron Tooth mountain ranges, crevasses which stretch hundreds of yards down into the rock. Atop the cliff, looking down, Harn says, "This is a dangerous errand. Look there, the walls are covered with razor sharp shards jutting out." Harn questions, "We really have to do this?" But a feeble weeping comes from the depths. "Pip is still alive. You must go down." "Well, the sooner the better," the wild folk hunter grumbles as he starts climbing down. Discard point of interest C, which is right over here. Alright. Alright, awesome. If there's a winter weaver in the party, yes, read entry 13. Let's go back. Oh, it's a small one. It says, using your magic, you summon a light gust of wind that gently lowers you and your comrades to the bottom of the crevice. Woohoo! Sadly, the same magic won't work when you'll have to go back. Alright, let's read entry 1. Alright, you are at the bottom of the limestone caves in total darkness. Following the weeping, you find the young griffin. The beast shrieks, frightened by your approach, but you have an old shirt Halfdan gave you. Smelling the dwarf scent, Pip calms down. He's the size of a good-sized dog. Carrying him while climbing will be difficult, but this isn't your biggest problem. Something scuttles in the darkness, something big, and it's getting closer. "Blind spiders," Harn hisses. "They cannot see, but they can find us sensing vibrations in the ground. Are they big, you ask? Enormous, and always hungry. May the gods protect us. But the gods are busy somewhere else today because the giant-sized, almost unseen creatures attack you." Oh no. Okay. If there's a bard in your party, so on and so on. Nope. If they fail. Alright, so we gotta put a NPC marker and reveal point of interest F, which are probably gonna be the ginormo spiders. Yep. Alright, so these guys, oh, it's a boss. Alright, they're gonna have 2x 4 attacks, which is kind of painful, but they only have 12 health, which is gonna be easy to take down, and a negative attack status effect. Alright, so let's actually fight these things. Alright, here we go. So the prep step is done. I ended super early with my rogue because I pushed my luck with my wizard, and she's gonna deal 9 damage, so I just really needed to activate 1 damage card, and that'll be enough to take it down. And I have a couple of defensive cards ready to rock and roll. Alright, so I got nothing fast to activate, so the spider is actually gonna attack us. Oh, you can't really see her card, but 2 attacks of 4. So let's grab the deck, and let's go see what. Actually, wait, I need to shuffle this because the last attack was the 0. That it was a miss. So let's see what happens. So it's gonna be a 0, so 4 damage. Sorry, I had to pick, so obviously I would have picked my rogue to take the first damage. So she's still gonna take 1. So let's go down like that. And then my wizard is going to take an attack. Oh, and it's the +3. She's going to activate this. So 1 chronicle point to make this 3 attack, 3 defense. But it's still going to be 4 damage coming through. Ooh, that hurts. Boom. Alright, I gotta shuffle this deck just like last battle that I just had. Alright. Alright, that was pretty simple. That was their attack. They didn't give us any status effects or anything. So we're gonna attack back, and basically this is 5 damage. This is another 4 damage, so 2 damage twice, so it's 9 damage in total. And there's an extra +4, which is going to be 13 damage. It only has 12 life. It's going to die. But also importantly is if the target dies, I get 2 chronicle points because of this card. So we're going to go up to 5. And that's about it. All right, so the battle's done. We win. Let's get this out of the way. The NPC marker is going to go away. And then we're going to go to the explore step, where we're going to go read entry 42. Alright. Killing such a huge beast is difficult to say the least, but you wound it badly enough that it thinks better to find a supper here and retreats back into the deep caverns. You catch your breath and carefully climb up the walls. The serrated edges are easier to avoid since they're pointing mostly upwards. You rig a harness to carry the young griffin on your back and go as quickly as is safe before the spider decides to return. So place all heroes in the party in the dark woods. All right, teleport. That's funny. And read entry 8. All right. You bring Pip back to Halfdan and the Griffins. The old dwarf and his feathered friends are overjoyed. You are honorable people, Halfdan says. It is time I upheld my end of the bargain. I saw with my spyglass a war host of Arks on those store beams dived through the canopy there. It was hard to see, but their quarry was a band of elf hunters. I only caught a glimpse of the battle, but the elves were defeated, and the few captured survivors were hauled to the clearing where I saw you picking over the battlefield. After a time, a big ogre emerged from the woods and joined the Arks. They bowed before him, an exceptional thing for these fierce barbarians. An Ark warrior dismounted and gave his thorn beast, the largest by far, to the ogre, and the whole war host flew back, except for those that drove the elf prisoners by foot to the mountains. I don't envy their fate. Your heart sinks. Nothing of what Halfdan says reveals where 2 cleavers went. But I'm curious, dwarf, Halfdan smiles. But I am a curious dwarf, Halfdan smiles. I had Ruffle follow the war host from a distance. His eyes are those of an eagle. You know, they went to Scapeltop, the walled fort of Trudvang, the most feared warlord among the Arks. She commands a full host of warriors and has many thorn beasts at her disposal. Your ogre has dangerous friends. You thank him heartily with the information. You might finally track down 2 cleavers. You did me a great favor, the dwarf ends. My humble house and my winged friends are at your disposal. Awesome. Sleeve location 31, Griffin's Nest. If the Dingape is present, it is. Do not replace it. Instead, sleeve this in the adventure board. Yeah, so that's fine. I can still activate it during the hero phase because I will. And then it says reveal point of interest B. That's because that location, boom, is the gate. It goes into the dark woods, but it lets you travel to a region up to 2 regions away. So it's like a teleport. So you don't have to do a lot of those random checks with the events. All right, I'm just gonna, instead of putting it into my storyboard and slotting it in, I'm just gonna keep it up here just as a mini reminder that I have it, because I'm gonna end up using it this round. And then I gotta reveal point of interest B. All right, which is the Scapeltop, which is in Arkland, a stronghold of the savage Arks. 2 cleavers tracks lead there. All right, so B, it's going to be here in Arkland, and we're there. So after we interacted there, we are also going to interact with the city, and that allows us to teleport 2 places away. So we're gonna go 1, 2, and go straight into Arkland. All right, now we're gonna do the world step of the round. There's nothing to do during that step, so we're done. Then we're gonna go to the next round. All right, so starting from the top, travel. Well, we're not gonna travel because we are where we need to be. Engage, nothing there, so let's go grab a random event. All right, so Dwarven Merchant, I think we're both gonna get the bad thing, but each hero must do a Charisma 3 test. Both guys gonna auto fail, so this is gonna be easy. Each hero loses a Chronicle point. I'll do that very quick on my boards. All right, so that's already done. That was quick. All right, but then we are going to interact with B during our explore step, and we're going to go read entry 12. All right, so Scapeltop is a wooden fort surrounded by a palisade built atop a rising hill in the middle of a grassy plain. Truva Sothi chose her refuge well. That place is almost impregnable. Harn explains, while you study the situation crouched in the tall grass. A terrible shriek comes from the sky and a large shadow passes over your head. An enormous thorn beast, almost as large as a dragon, flies through the fort. That can only be Swavhati, Tufa Sothi's personal mount. I have heard terrible stories about her. A herd of sheep, terrified by the beast's shrieks, is running towards you, chased by some shepherds. Discard point of interest B. Alright. Alright, so it says stop the shepherds and ask for help, or remain hidden, let the shepherds and sheep pass, wait for nightfall to climb the fort's wall. I know I'm still trying to play this like an RPG, so I do have a rogue in my thing who's good at night and good at climbing, who's gotten me through a couple of rough patches through the story so far. So let's keep going down that path. So let's go read 26. Alright, so despite being in grassy plain with little cover, even basic stealth skills keep you hidden from the distracted shepherds as they round up their herd. Finally, in the dead of the night, you creep silently to the base of the wall. Climbing isn't difficult, but hiding from even sleepy guards is far more difficult than from simple shepherds. So sleeve world card 52 alarm, which I have right over here. And this is a world sort of step. So remember, after the engage, explore, and then there's the world, which is going to trigger this card. All right, so just as a reminder, I'm going to put this right over here. All right, it says each hero in the party must perform an agility test. A rogue succeeds automatically. Awesome, we succeed. If all heroes succeed, oh no, all heroes succeed. So my wizard's going to auto fail this. So it says if at least one hero fails, you manage to enter the fort, but not without drawing some attention to, from the guards. Add one generic marker to the alarm card. All right, let's do that. And then read text 22. All right, so you are in the plaza of Scapeltop, the Arks' huge fort. The stench coming from the thorn beast pens and the dung fires is terrible. The camp is full of warriors, and you must be discreet. If you are discovered, you are good as dead. Luckily, at this hour, almost all the Arks are in their huts, dozing from the effects of the thorn root drug they love to chew. You must find information about 2 cleavers. Looking around, you can see a few places worth checking. A wooden tower, a large bearskin tent, and slave pens. The place is heavily guarded and there's no time to lose. You'll only be able to check each area once. If this is the first time reading this entry and there's a generic marker reading this entry and there's a generic marker on Companion Harm, read 005. Well, it is the first time we're reading it, but there's no generic marker on Harm, so we're not going to read 5. We're not going to know what it is. All right, and now we got to decide, where do we want to go? Let's just go from the lowest number forward. So let's go read number 3 first. All right, you approach the slave pens. Inside, guarded by a single Ark warrior, lay dozens of chained elves. They seem asleep. If the party has quest token 1, which we don't, otherwise read 15. Let's go to 15. which is over here. You need to sneak up on the guard from behind, bash him over the head, and take his keys. A single hero in the party must perform a strength test. A rogue succeeds automatically. Awesome! So we succeed. If they succeeded, you knock the guard down easily. So then read entry 23, which is over here. You shake the elves awake. Though startled, they can see you are not Arks. Who are you? A blonde warrior asks. He's wary as the others, but hope is plain in his eyes. He's as wary as the others, but hope is plain in his eyes. Friends, you whisper quietly. You return to the plaza, doing your best to hurry to the gates when the Ark warrior, still stupefied from Thornroot, emerges from his tent and sees you. Alarm! The slaves are escaping, he shouts. Count the number of generic markers on the alarm card. If there are 2 or less, which there is, we only have 1, read entry 38. All right. The greater part of the fort occupants are asleep, and you manage to reach the fort's gate. Reach 004. Wow, this is like going back and forth in the text here. 4. All right, you rush from the fort, eager to put that accursed place behind you. You travel swiftly over the grassy plain, brightly lit by a silvery moon in a cloudless sky. The elves are weak from their ordeal, but encouraged by the blonde warrior Jukala, they keep up your pace. Suddenly you hear a terrible shriek. Svarti! Sounds like a cheese. And the elves whisper, frightened, rightfully so, as the enormous thorn beast, driven by Tuva Soti herself, dives at you, obscuring the moon with its vast bulk. Die, worthless slaves, die! You hear the warlord laughing madly as she knocks an arrow in her mighty bow and draws. You must face the terrible Tuva Soti riding the mighty Swavardi. My goodness. If there's a generic marker on Harn, read this. We don't. Otherwise, place a NPC marker in the region. All right, done. I guess that's going to be her. We're going to take her on. Reveal point of interest. Hey, H. All right, there's Tuva. So she's got 18 health. Oh my goodness. But it's only 2 times 3 attack, which isn't... Oh, take triple damage. Oh, okay, that's painful. We don't want to see any of those symbols. Oh, and she does have a defense. So that's a lot of health with the defense. All right, now, what's interesting here is if a hero in your party has the Pajontica item and wants to use it, read 16. I do have that item. I don't remember which mission we got at this point, but we did pick this up somewhere. So let's use it. All right, so that's going to be entry 16. 16. Here you go. So the monster is a truly huge thorn beast, but if your spear can slay dragons, then surely it can kill this foul monster. The hero holding the spear must perform a strength 3 test. The warrior succeeds automatically. Oh, if you succeed, they take 10 damage. All right, so let's do this test. All right, let's grab the rogue's bag here. So strength 3 test. So let's grab 7 random tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, that's not good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's gonna be an auto fail. 6, 7. Yeah, we got 1. All right, so it looks like we're not gonna be dealing that 10 damage. All right, so just to move the video along, we're gonna go into the next round. We're not gonna move. We're gonna engage. We're gonna go take on the thorn beast and the girl on top of it. And I've already gone ahead and done the preparation step just so you don't have to see that part of the video. Both my guys finished in healthy situations. I'm only activating 3 cards here for my rogue, and all 4 cards for my my wizard. I got really lucky on the last draw. I didn't even get the 5, so she's gonna get a chronicle point. Sorry, not a chronicle point. She's gonna get a chronicle point because she ended at 3. All right, so there's no faster skills that I need to activate. So the Thorn Beast is gonna go first. So remember, it's 2 different attacks of 3. Sorry for the zooming of my camera. So the first one, let's attack. Let's see, I have 1 shield here, 1 shield there, but I do have a sword here that can give me more defense. So let's have the first one attack my rogue. So it's -1, which is good. Oh, but there's that damn N. The N is triple damage. All right, so if you're gonna go see it again. All right, so take triple. So it's gonna be 3 minus 1, 2 times 3 is gonna be 6 damage. All right, I definitely don't want to take 6. So let's block 3 of it. All right, and then I'll pay a Chronicle point to use my sword to block another 2. So that's gonna be 5. So I'm still gonna end up taking 1 from the attack. All right, let's have the second attack my wizard. So this is just straight up -1 with this symbol. What does this one do? It is gain a status effect, which is the little heart. No, the little shield. It's all the way over there. So let's grab that over here. And -1, so it only does 2 damage. I'm going to block with my mud wall, which prevents 2. Alright, so that's it for his attack. Now we're going to attack back. Alright, this is going to be painful for him because my wizard is going to activate her Super Saiyan ability. It's going to be crazy. So she's going to do Vidner Focus here. Alright, this is pretty much her big combo. And she's going to pay 2 Chronicle points for that. So all of it. Alright, and now it says each of her attacks deals +3 damage. All of them. Alright, so Vidner Blast. Alright, if you read this very carefully, it does 5 damage. So this is actually 8 damage. Alright, and if you activate a skill, which I did, deal another 1 attack. So I believe, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you do an extra +3 on top of that as well. Because this is not a plus, so it doesn't add to the 5. So I believe this is like a separate attack. So it should be 8 plus 4. It's actually going to be, because he has defense, it's going to be 7 plus 3. So already that's 10 damage. Alright, that gives me a Chronicle point back. And then, going to do the exact same thing. So another 10 damage. And she just destroyed him herself. And that's going to give me another Chronicle point. So 10 damage plus another 10 damage with this skill. It's insane. Even with that, I would have had another 5 damage from here. And this does an extra 1 attack, does +3 damage, so it's actually 8 damage. So that would have been 7. So even if that rule, I'm playing it a bit wrong, I would have had enough to kill him over there. Alright, so that's cool. That's done. It's a pretty easy fight. Let's go and interact with 34. Alright, it was a grueling battle, but the huge storm beast and the evil warlord Tuva Sothi lay dead at your feet. An army of Arks on foot finally reached you, but seeing their leader dead, they stopped, amazed and terrified at the same time. You pick up the blind seeker, Tuva's bow, from their dead hands and raise it up, challenging the Arks. Who dares face the slayer of Tuva Sothi? You shout in an enormous voice. This is enough to make the Arks rout. The hero gains 19 blind seeker. Which is right over here. It's a okay weapon, not my favorite. It does 3 damage, and if I didn't activate an attack, it deals +3, so 6. But you're pretty much activating an attack every time, so it's kind of useless ability. Maybe for the bard it would be good or something. So if companion Harn the Wargarm is in your party, no. Read 39. Otherwise, the end. Well, there you go. The mission's already over. It's kind of a short one. Oh, sorry about that. The elven leader Jukala thanks you, and in return you ask him about where 2 cleavers and the snow sag are. He tells you the story. Our people's prophets sent the Snow Queen's servants moving again in the world. They sent us not only to stop them, but to avenge Krijonti's death. That's, remember, the elf from the beginning of the story. We failed in the first task, but we shot his mount down over the dark woods. We might have had him, but the Ark surprised us. The battle was brutal. We were outnumbered 4-1. After the battle, 2 cleavers joined the Ark, servants of the Snow Queen too. As sure you know, he joined them in the fort up there. Then a chosen guard escorted him back to the lair, the mist candle of Karkella in Arkland. Alright, unlock adventure 35, Rogues in the Mist, which I already took out, I believe. The very name makes you shiver, but now you are certain of the confrontation with 2 cleavers is near. I'll tell you the way to Jarkahil, the town which is our home. It's a privilege we grant to very few people. Visit me there and I'll show you the gratitude of the Iron Elves. If companion Gray Shadow Elf is in the party, read 24. Nope. Otherwise, with that, the elves bow and take their leave, vanishing into the morning's mist. Unlock side quest 54. All right, the Lost City of the Elves, if you haven't. If companion Harn the Hunter is in your party, he goes back to his people, remove the hunter from the game, remove the world alarm from the game, and that's it. That's the end of the mission. So we unlocked the side quest that we didn't have before, but we had that mission already unlocked from the previous one. And that's going to be it for this mission. That was a really short one with just, I think, 2 or 3 battles in it. So pretty simple stuff. And there you go. We'll see you in the next one.